Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host, and this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, like this, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. This time, talk about a story that's a little different than the norm for mainstream comics. This is Showcase number 89 from 1970, featuring a part of the storyline of Jason's Quest. But before we delve into that, I want to give a couple shout outs to some other YouTubers. One is Dave's Geek Trek. That's Dave's Geek Trek, all one word. They do comics and geeky things. And the other is, again, all one word, Higgy Pop Comics. He's cool. That's Higgy Pop Comics. That's Higgy like piggy, only with a J. Higgy Pop Comics. He's wild. He's almost as crazy as Dope. I get a kick out of him now. Okay, now, and this is 1970 Showcase number 89, and this is Jason's Quest. No superheroes, just straight out adventure, drama, a little bit of romance thrown in, and it feels a lot like a movie or maybe a TV movie from that time period. It really does. The storyline was featured in 3 issues of Showcase, and this is the middle one. I think way back when I had one other issue. I think whether it was the first or last, I can't remember. But I always remembered it, so that when I come across this one last year or so, I snatched it, because this is Jason's Quest. Now, the basic plot. Oh, this was both written and drawn by Mike Sekowski with inks by Dick Giordano. Of course, and as I said, it was featured in number 88, 89, and 90. And it's very well drawn, very very well visually told, and I really enjoy the writing, the pacing, and everything. It's a very pleasurable read, and especially as a nice contrast to all the superheroes out there, even then. Right? Now, you remember Mike Sekowski. He was a longtime comic artist, and he was one of the big wigs involved in the original Justice League of America, and the like 59, 60s and stuff, like early 60s. So, and then again, before this, he was doing the Wonder Woman. This is during the when she had no powers, the almost spy type Wonder Woman with I Ching and all the martial arts and stuff. And he was drawing not all of it, but he was drawing a lot of it then. And he's doing this. He did a lot of other things. Various other publishers. Okay. Now, the basic plot idea here is this kid, Jason. He's just out of high school, just 18, 19 years old, whatever. And he discovers that his father was not his father, was a friend of his actual father who had raised him, and the guy was on his deathbed and told Jason everything. His actual father had been killed years before by this criminal named Tuborg. Is that his name, Tuborg? Yeah, it's a heck of a name. And he had a twin sister, and they had been separated. Sounds kind of like a little bit like Luke and Leia from Star Wars, doesn't it? And they had been raised separately. He in the U.S., she in the UK, by by friends to hide them from this criminal Tuborg. And so he's out to find his sister. They have found him and are following him as he's looking for his sister, and they're hoping that he will lead them to her. And we don't know what might have been explained in the first issue, what the deal was. It's actually immaterial. It's just a chase. Okay, he's in the he here in a splash page has a recap of a previous issue. Tells you all I just said. He goes to the UK, finds out that his sister, from friends and foster family members, that she has gone on a trip, and is driving to and through France. It turns out in the process he winds up meeting and helping his sister, not realizing that she's his sister, and she was wearing a black wig. She's supposed to be blonde. She's wearing a brunette wig, and turns that. So he's still out trying to find his sister. So he's driving along through France, and here we see Tuborg in his bed eating his breakfast, just ranting and raving at his goons, while Jason comes across this blonde young lady about his age, thinking it might be her. It's not. As soon as she opens her mouth and she talks with a southern drawl, she ain't the right one. But the goons who were following her think she is, and then they get out and they start. Well, this lady, she's just really coming on to him too. There's instant attraction between them, but he thinks she might. At that time, she thinks she might be his sister, but no. And so she starts smooching on him right off the bat. She's a loose woman, and the goons start planking away at him. Shoot, fire! See, because she's having car trouble, and he was going to help her, but they're shooting away, and in the process wind up blowing up her injured car. So he takes the girl, but she pulls out a damn .45 revolver, Western style, 45 revolver, and starts planking back at them. And they're on there. It's a great image right there. As they're taking off, the car's burning, and the bad guys are chasing them. Oh, that's a great image. And they're planking, and they're chase, shoot, until finally his bike runs out of gas. Oh, here's some cool ads. A flash ad, and even in the ad you can tell this was inked by Murphy Anderson. And then went for Supergirl for Valentine's Day. It's all romance issue. So it's chase. It's so visually well told, and great draftsmanship. The backgrounds, the settings, everything. The motorcycle. So they're chasing, and he runs out of gas. So now they're running through the woods and being chased, and they find a big fancy manor house, and it seems to be abandoned. They break in. Again, interiors, some great artwork. They break in, and they're hiding. But it turns out, and she is just loving on him while they're hiding. Well, he is kind of distracted for their lives. Then they're discovered by the lady of the house, who just happened to be leaving when they broke in. And it turns out she's a widow, and she is also from Louisiana, and they happen to be distant relatives. This lady and the blonde girl. I've forgotten her name. And so they explain the story. She's going to help them. She starts, because she's got a big hunting rifle, and she's an established hunter. It showed her trophies. That these aren't from my husband, they're mine. All these trophies on the walls, hunting trophies. So she starts distracting the bad guys while Jason and the girl go out, get some gas from the garage, and then take off. They put gas in the car, in their bike, but before they leave, they shoot out the tires of the bad guy's car. Well, they realize it's all a distraction. They steal one of the cars from the house, and they chase. It's all chase across the countryside. Chase. Goes into even through a bicycle race. And then full-page comic style ad for Western jeans. Lee's jeans. Keep that in mind. And chase. Down on a side road. Turns out that there's signs up there. The bridge is out. They can't go. They crash down, but the goons are so focused on Jason and the girl, they don't notice the signs and crash. Oh, come on. They crash through it. Boom. Crash through the barricades and off the bridge they go. Crash. Boom. They're dead. Oh, sorry to the lady. Lost her car. It's okay. No problem. And Jason gets the girl to Paris, and she is determined she's going to marry him. And but he says, I got to find my sister. And he takes off, leaving her there. He says, goodbye for now, Jace, honey. Find her quick, then come back, because Billy Joe has chosen you for herself. And then says, continue next issue in Circle of Death. This is a great little story. I really enjoyed this, and I would like to have seen more. Really, but I doubt if, I don't even know if it's ever been reprinted, but it's a lot of fun, some great artwork, great storytelling, and I want to see how it ends. So thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have you ever read Jason's Quest? Let me know in the comments below. Have you heard of it? What do you know of it? What do you think of Mike Sekowski? Some of his work is better than others. Doesn't matter. He's good. And that's all I've got for you. And remember, comics are art.